Thank you very much for joining me for Amazon Sellers Breaking News. Today is Monday, September 30th, 2019. The very last story today has to do with intellectual property right complaints, suspected IP complaints that are on your dashboard. Today's first story has to do with restricted product suspensions. And for years and years, Amazon sellers would simply stop selling that product. And what we're starting to see, which is really bad for sellers, is Amazon coming back and suspending you weeks, months, and we even saw one years later for selling a restricted product. So here's what we recommend that you do. If you created a listing, delete the listing. If you're selling on a listing that was already created by somebody else, stop selling on it, but also submit a plan of action regarding restricted products. It should be a one-pager, a couple of paragraphs, really simple, persuasive plan of action, but don't let it linger. Send in a POA right away so that hopefully you avoid what we're seeing right now, which is old restricted product issues coming back with suspensions and also coming back in the form of 72-hour notices. The second breaking news story is multiple IP complaint suspensions continue to grow. As soon as an IP complaint comes in, you need to address it. Whether you are suspended or not, you need to get those complaints withdrawn. Most brands will withdraw their complaints as long as you're not selling their products, and especially if you can show that you've been selling genuine products. We don't suggest you give away the farm and give away the information that the Voorhees law firm seeks, but for each and every intellectual property right complaint that comes in, address it right away. Try and get a retraction. Hire us to get a retraction. Go to notice dispute. Consider submitting a counter notice. But get those IP complaints addressed as soon as they come in the door. Third breaking news story, again, before we get to suspected IP on your dashboard, false counterfeit complaints. If someone is making false counterfeit complaints against your account, meaning you either never delivered that product or you're 100% certain that the product you delivered was entirely genuine, I am not rushing you into court. The goal of the two legal causes of action that you have is to use as leverage to negotiate a withdrawal of the complaint. Because when a brand makes a false counterfeit complaint against you, they have accused you of a crime called defamation, which subjects you to prison. They've also interfered with your contract with Amazon. Incredible upcoming Amazon seller events. These events are absolutely fantastic to keep you inspired and to educate you on how to make more money on Amazon, how to source better, how to avoid problems, how to get your accounts back and your listings back. On October 10th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't have to travel anywhere at all. Seller Labs is having an incredible online summit. I'll be speaking at the summit, and what I love about it is top speakers with no travel. On October 15th, I'm heading to India to learn how to source products. With the continuing Trump trade war against China, and whether you are pro-Trump or anti-Trump, the trade war is something you need to deal with. And changing where you source your products is absolutely vital. It's also vital to develop an entire business that you can either sell or draw investors in. You want to diversify not just your products, but diversify where you get your products from. Also, global sources in Hong Kong, October 27, October 28, and October 29 is a remarkable event because you get to hear from speakers from all over the world that don't speak in the United States. It's in Hong Kong. It's an incredible airport to fly into. I know there's been some problems there, but I think they're all resolved. It's right at the airport. It's really easy. And if you've never been to Canton or you've never actually visited a Chinese factory, this is a great stepping stone to getting there. So global sources in Hong Kong, October 27, 28, and 29. Also, eCom Chicago. I love eCom Chicago. It is a place where you get to make deep relationships, learn how to sell on multiple platforms, and I can't recommend eCom Chicago highly enough. Suspected IP issues in your dashboard. We have seen sellers call us with a handful, with dozens, and we even have one client with hundreds of IP issues or suspected IP issues in your dashboard. On these, I want you to treat them as like inauthentics on steroids, okay? Now, unlike inauthentics, you're not being suspended. But like inauthentics, you want to show where you sourced your products from to show that they are 100% genuine and being able to trace them all the way back to the manufacturer. There is incredible fear of suspension on Amazon sellers as the suspected IP box keeps filling up and getting larger and larger. I agree with Amazon sellers. I think the suspected IP cases are going to explode into a massive number of suspensions, listings, and accounts. So I want sellers around the world to be prepared. If you have suspected IP issues in your dashboard, make a list. Make it ASIN by ASIN or company by company, and be prepared with invoices that you can track all the way back to the manufacturer to show that you were not selling inauthentic products. You can trace those invoices all the way back to the manufacturer. I want to make sure that you can show you did not scrape anybody else's images and you did not copy and paste anybody else's verbiage. Be prepared for those suspected IP cases to start blowing up, and I want you to be able to address them. That's Amazon sellers breaking news for today, Monday, September 30th, 2019. I want you to go to ASL, AmazonSellersLawyer.com, the largest depository of free information for sellers, and search any issue you are concerned about in our blog post, and I'm certain you're going to get some really great guidance. Thank you for joining me for Amazon Sellers Breaking News, and I'll see you this time tomorrow morning.